What's good, Plum Bro? I'm Drew Bartow alongside my co-host, Mike Devine.
What's going on?
And Justin Newman.
Yo, yo.
And producer, the one and only Big Cat.
Good evening.
We aim to entertain and educate more than 3 Plum residents, so gather around and enjoy the sounds of Season 3 of Sour Plums. Welcome to the Sour Plums podcast, friends. I want to take a moment to thank our very special guest tonight, Pittsburgh sports media personality Paul Zeise. Paul, thank you for joining us tonight.
Of course. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I can tell. I can tell. No, we're happy Mike was able to connect us with you, bring you on the show to talk a little bit about the NFL draft coming up in a couple weeks here. Obviously talk maybe a little bit about your connection to Mike here a little bit too with the AAU scene. My son also plays AAU, so we'll get into that. But before we do that, I want to go around the horn real quick and ask everybody what are we drinking tonight, gents? We'll start with our guest, Paul. What are we drinking tonight, Paul?
I guess Michelob Ultra. I don't know.
There we go. All right.
Cool. Right? I'm a diabetic. I'm a diabetic. It always has to be something sugar-free.
Perfect. All right, Big Cat.
Going to be very gentle with my cup because it's Chick-fil-A ice, but it's actually 4C iced tea out of a Chick-fil-A cup. So,
yeah, quiet with the ice, Big Cat.
Sorry.
Newman.
I'm still on my southern tier kick. This one is vodka madras. Quite
How
delicious.
Is it? Yeah. All right. What about you,
Big
Mike?
fan.
We doing Dr. Pepper again tonight? We raised the ante a little bit.
Kind of, no, but I have my Hall of Fame glass in honor of the draft coming up. But I have Dr.
Nice.
Pepper mixed with Southern Tier pumpkin bourbon.
That's a
Interesting.
mix.
Yeah.
First time trying that, or? Oh,
Yeah, it's first time. Yeah.
So somebody else has done it before. All right, very good. I am drinking a vitamin D IPA from Grist House. The D means double IPA, so it should be fun a little later in the episode. It's not my first, so it'll be good. Be a good one around halfway around the program. All right, Paul, we brought you on to talk a little bit about the NFL draft that's coming up. The guys may have questions pop up here, but I have a few too, and a couple of these first ones lead into the draft, not really draft specific. Just to touch on, new approach probably with a new coach, Mike McCarthy. I personally felt like that was the safe hire. But what are your thoughts on the hire, and then how that might also affect the draft coming up here?
Safe hire is probably the best way you could say it. He's a guy who has won a Super Bowl. He's had a lot of success. And when you look at his numbers, he really actually, to be honest, it's like they moved on from Mike Tomlin and hired Mike Tomlin. I mean, he's very, very, very similar to that.
Yeah.
The both of them, with the exception of the fact that he's actually, even though he's been out of football, 2 or 3 years, he's actually won a playoff game more recently than Mike Tomlin. But anyway, they're the same basic coach. The Steelers, in general, if you look at what they have done, they've only done it 3 times, but in '69 with Chuck Noll, and then in 90 or 91 or whatever year was with Cowher, and then, of course, in 2006 with Tomlin, they went with young, sort of unknown, hungry, up and coming guys, right? And said, We're going to let this guy grow into the job. We're going to give them really good veteran coordinators and let them grow into the job, and they'll be here for a long time. And it worked, really. If you think about it, it worked all 3 times. But it feels like the football gene has probably run out when it comes to Art II. Apparently a brilliant lawyer, but I don't know that he's got his dad's or even his granddad in some ways, his dad's savvy for running a football organization. And it feels like they basically looked around the landscape and decided, you know what? We're going to hire Mike McCarthy because he's a guy who probably will get us 9 or 10 wins a year. Maybe in a good year, he'll get us 11. He's 62 years old. So we'll have him for 5 or 6 years. And, hopefully we can hit lightning in a bottle one of those times and win a playoff game or 2. But look, they basically did not do a whole lot to change the course of the organization. To me, you had Mike Tomlin for a long time. I would argue they kept him probably for 3 or 4 years longer than they should have. But I get it. I mean, I get it. He was winning still, so. But I believe organizations get stale. I know that Mike McCarthy's a new voice, quote unquote, but I don't know that he really adds a whole lot of energy to that building. I don't know that he changes a whole lot other than now you've got a really stuck in the Stone Age offensive minded coach as opposed to a really stuck in the Stone Age defensive minded coaches, which is what they had in Mike Tomlin. So, look, it could work. Maybe Aaron Rodgers finds the fountain of youth, and they work magic together. But people need to remember, Mike McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers in his prime from 2010 to like 2020, and they didn't win squat together. So now, rolling him out there in a wheelchair at 45 years old or whatever he is, we're supposed to believe that they're going to find magic. Maybe I've been in this business too long, gentlemen, but I'm way too skeptical for this.
Do you think, with what you just said, do you think they're content with mediocrity and scared to have a losing season? And what that might look like with a rebuild?
I think, honestly, Art Rooney is happy to have what he's had. He's convinced himself if they win 9 or 10 games to get to the playoffs, hey, we're one of the teams that has a chance every year. I mean, obviously, there's something to be said about wanting to compete every year and wanting to win. And I don't know that they needed to tank or need to tank. But I think some of their personnel decisions, once it was clear that Ben Roethlisberger was on his last few legs, it was very clear to me that they had no plan at quarterback. And it was very clear to me that they were valuing trying to be, slop together these, magical 9-win seasons rather than say, let's really fix the roster. And you know what? If it means we go downhill for a year or two, then we do. But the bottom line is, downhill for the Steelers doesn't have to necessarily be, 2-15. People forget the last time they had a losing record, they were 6-10. And guess what? The next draft, they ended up with Ben Roethlisberger. Pretty sure those of us that endured a 6-10 would say that trade-off was probably okay. And so I think that's the problem when you've got a guy like Art Rooney. He wants so badly to be his dad, but he's just not. He's a really good dude. Don't get me wrong. They're all Pittsburgh all the time. I get it. But he's just not football savvy. And you can see in some of the decisions they make. The other thing, I'll just say this, and then I'll shut up because then I'm talking too much. The other thing I will say is this. Why does this town, whether it's Pitt, whether in some ways it's the Pirates, whether it's even the Penguins at times, and definitely the Steelers, why are we so obsessed with these back-to-the-future hires and these back-to-the-future things where, well, you know what, this guy has a tie to Pittsburgh, we got to get him. This guy here was in Pitt. He was a player for us 3 years ago. We got to get him back. I just don't understand it at all. To me, and that's a lot of what's going on with the Steelers is, they look at some of their offensive coordinator and even some of their defensive coordinator hires and the fact that some of these guys were allowed to hang around for 2 or 3 extra years. I just look at the way that Art Rooney runs the organization. He's a lawyer. He's a very conservative, and I don't mean politically. I just mean by nature, he's a very conservative person when it comes to wanting to go out on a limb. He doesn't want to go too far out on a limb, and he's run the Steelers like that.
Yeah, loyalty to a fault, really. And Paul, you mentioned it. You mentioned Ben, but you mentioned Rodgers, and of course, that was my next question. It seems like the second year in a row, he's kind of, and maybe this isn't the term, but I'll use the term, holding them hostage a little bit here in the front before the draft. How do you see that playing out? Rodgers coming back. He's going to tell them before the draft, maybe this time, and that's how they're going to go about their draft with not worrying about quarterback right now. Or what do you see? How do you see it playing out?
I think they already know already what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they'll let him make an announcement. They don't care. The announcement is the least important thing for them. Like last year, if you notice, the only people who didn't seem to be panicking and worried about what Aaron Rodgers was going to do was Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, and Andy Weidel. They just went about their business while everybody else was saying, he's holding them hostage. Because they knew. He basically told them, I'm coming. Just give me some time here to get my stuff together. I mean, the guy is 40, what is he, 42, something like that? I mean, I don't even know, maybe even older. Who knows? But he's at the end of his career. he's got to decide each year, well, do I want to do this one more time or don't I? So the Steelers understand that. And I'm sure, because if you read the tea leaves and you see everything that the Steelers have said, be it McCarthy, be it Omar Khan, it's one of those things where I don't know that anybody in the Steelers organization is worried that he's not coming back. It's a matter of when he decides, okay, I'm going to say I'm coming back. So, and I actually don't know that his decision would really change what they have to do in the draft anyway, but we can talk about that too.
Yeah. So they're picking 21st overall. Maybe I thought for sure leading up to before the Michael Pittman trade that receiver. There's a bunch of them out there. Maybe that's still the case. I know there are some receivers out there they like. But how do you see that unfold, that 21st pick unfolding, especially with the trade for Michael Pittman and the fact they're going to have a 43-year-old quarterback? Is it wide open, or are they honing in on a few positions here?
I mean, I think honestly, they definitely need another receiver, so they could still go receiver. They probably still need a nose tackle, right? I don't know if you take that guy in the first round, but if there's a Casey Hampton type that's hanging around at 21, you take him. They could use a guard because Ciamalo is gone, and quite frankly, I know this would cause like a meltdown. But they could probably use an offensive tackle because you don't know what's going to happen with Broderick Jones. Yeah. So, I mean, could they take Ty Simpson, the quarterback? Yeah, they could take him. Why wouldn't they? I mean, if he's there at 21 and they really believe he's their quarterback.
Paul, so if you taking aside what you think could happen, what you might happen, in your opinion, you mentioned their biggest area of need. If you had to pinpoint the one thing, you're the GM today. Paul Zeise is the GM for one day. Biggest area of need, and this is who they should take at 21st overall.
Actually, I'd probably go with the best receiver on the board. If there's whatever that guy is, whoever it is, I know there's a bunch of different names that we've all read the mock drafts and stuff. I would go receiver.
Yep, makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, that's where my head was prior to the Pittman trade, but they still need another one. I mean, DK is not getting any younger. Pittman's not an old guy by any stretch. But he hasn't been dominant for a couple of years. I still think you can take the best receiver available and build that offense, and then prepare for a quarterback next year with the class they have, the QB draft class they have coming up next year. That's what I would do. But what the hell do I know? It's fair. So Paul, the draft is here in Pittsburgh this year. Give me your unfiltered thoughts on how exciting that is. Is it worth 500,000 people, 500,000 people venturing downtown to watch a few draft picks? Is it that kind of event? Maybe you have some experience with it that you can kind of share with us. What do you think about the NFL draft being in Pittsburgh?
When I was a cab driver, back I was a cab driver for 15 years. There was this little Fleabag hotel on McKnight Road. The kind of place that people paid for hourly. And, I would obviously take people there and pick them up at strange hours of the night, right? The going rate for those rooms was about $65 a night or something like that, $64.99 a night or whatever it is.
Bargain.
Just for fun, I was doing my own podcast, and I said, let me go on hotels.com and see what it's going to cost for hotels for that week. Okay. So most of them are sold out. Most of the ones you've heard of. Okay. But this tiny Fleabag hotel, or whatever you want to call it, on McKnight Road has 4 rooms left at $900 a night. $900 a night. For that hotel. At Rivers Casinos Hotel, they're getting $2,700 to $3,700 a night.
Oh my goodness!
Right, the Westin and the Renaissance and all those places downtown between $1,700 and $2,100 a night.
Oh.
I think that honestly, as somebody who works and therefore I'm going to have to find a way to get in and out of that 3 days in a row, right? By about the first hour of the first day, I'll be ready to punch somebody in the face. Why? it's going to be interesting to see how we make it all work. Let me just say that, because at the end of the day, you've got 500 to 700,000 people trying to jam into this little area. And really, what come? I mean, let's face it, fellas. What are we doing? Oh, so I can stand, I don't know, 1,000 yards away from a stage and watch a guy walk across and put a hat on. That's what we're doing. So that tells you everything you need to know about the NFL, by the way, and how the NFL has convinced us that everything they do is the most important thing in the world. I mean, if you see the TV ratings, okay, for a few weeks ago where they were in Indianapolis, and we had guys in their underwear lifting weights and running the 40-yard dash, and the TV ratings, they were beating most sporting events on that night. It tells you the NFL is king. Now, how they're going to make it work, I have no idea. They seem to have a plan. They're talking about streets being closed. I mean, really, for the for the cheap price of $250, you can park in the North Shore at one of the lots for $250 a day. And the other thing is, if you happen to be one of these degenerates that has you're a degenerate with a black card or a diamond card for the casino, guess what? Doesn't get you in. Doesn't get you in the parking lot. You're still paying the $200 a night or whatever, $250 a night. I just think, the people are losing their minds right now because the Pittsburgh city government just said we're going to make meters now $5 an hour instead of $250 an hour for those 3 days, right? My thing is, listen, I'll park at a meter for 12 hours. I'm still $190 ahead of you idiots parking in the parking lot. And guess what? If I don't put any money in the meter and I get one ticket for $25, I'm way ahead of the game. So to me, I'm parking on the street if I can. I just don't know how it's going to work. I mean, yes, it's going to be good for restaurants. It's going to be good for parking lots. I guess it's going to be good for bars. But how are we going to fit all these people in here? And you know what? As a former cab driver, night like these nights might seem like, wow, that's a boom. But the problem is you can't drive anywhere because there's traffic everywhere. So you know what? I call it the amateur hour nights. And it was always the night. This is the kind of 3 days I'd be like, listen, I'm turning the cab in. I'm not working these 3 days. But go ahead.
Paul, I circled that question, and you did not disappoint. That was a colorful answer, and I loved it.
My building is my building's $23 a day to park normally for work, and I think it's $150 to park that week, the whole week at the draft. Wow! And I'm in the Still building, so it's not in the North Shore, like it's across the bridge still.
Wow!
They're not even. I don't even think they're allowing the boats. I don't even think they're doing the boats across the river there from the south side. You know how during Steeler games, the Gateway Clipper. You know how during the Steeler games you go on this where the Sheridan is there, and you can take that over. I don't even think they're allowing that. Which to me, that's one of the most short-sighted, idiotic decisions that you could have made. You should have every single Hell, you should allow guys that, find a little grassy pad up in Mount Washington to have helicopter rides from there over. You need to get people into the North Shore somehow. And to take away one of the biggest ways to do it where people could park, you could park at South Hills Village, and take the T all the way in, or you could park it like somewhere in the South Hills, take the T to Station Square and then go across. I mean, they should be looking for every way to get people in.
Absolutely. So Paul, I wanted to ask you now. Let's say you get past the draft. You even if you're not looking at who they get yet in that draft, as we stand here today, assuming Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback, because it's a good comparison to last year, same quarterback, is this team better now with the signings they've had than it was last year in your mind on paper?
I have to see what they do in the draft, right?
Yeah,
that's I think the biggest thing. I have to see what they're doing in the draft. Again, it's hard to say. Here's a couple things that nobody wants to talk about. Is TJ Watt a year better or a year older? I mean, I didn't think he was great last year, right? No. And he's supposed to be your star. Everyone talks about, Nick Herbig. Yeah, don't worry, we got Nick Herbig. That's great. if every team you're going to play is going to be like the old Oilers and be the run and shoot team that passes every down. But guess what? They're not going to. And the reason he's not a 3-down player is because he's not very good against the run. People dish rag him and throw him out of the way. So it's not like you have a very specialized skill set in Nick Herbig, right? I thought Alex Highsmith was wonderful last year. I think he'll be good. Cam Hayward, he's coming off an all-pro year. Is he going to be able to do that again at his age, or is it going to be like the year before where a couple of hamstrings and a couple of groin, tweaks or whatever? And guess what? When you get older, those things don't heal very well. So, and here's the other thing, right? I mean, you have a completely different defensive staff here. So
yeah,
are they going to use these guys the same way? I mean, that's going to be a big part of it. Is Broderick Jones healthy? I mean, that's a huge piece of this. Yeah. So, what it becomes to me is they have a chance to be as good or maybe better, depending on what they add. Obviously, adding Pittman is a big one, right?
Yeah.
Is Rico Dowdell better than Kenneth Gainwell? Maybe, but Kenneth Gainwell was your MVP last year. So, I mean, that's a pretty high bar to achieve. I don't know. I have to see what it looks like. I would say that they have a chance to be better if they add a receiver, they add a little bit to their offensive line, add a little bit to their defensive line. Maybe, but we'll see. Because again, I think there's some wild cards with this team that, it's like, I think the biggest one, like I said, nobody wants to talk about is TJ Watt. He's supposed to be your defensive star. Is he? Or is he a guy who, is now reaching the point where his brother reached, which was his body's, breaks down.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy played so hard for so many plays and, you know what I mean? And he's such a freak, workout freak and all that other stuff. Father Time is undefeated against those kind of body types.
I think that'll be a big thing if he's healthy, ready to go. I know Mike has a question for you. I don't think the guys have a question for you. Mike has a little bit of game he wants to play. I have one last question, Paul. Better coach, okay? Mike Tomlin, Mike McCarthy, or Paul Zeise in the work he does for the Bruins AAU teams?
Well, that's a tough one for me. I mean, I don't know, man. I would say this. I would have won one playoff game in the last 8 years. So I'll say that. But in all sincerity, I mean, I think that honestly, Mike McCarthy and Mike Tomlin are pretty much the same guy. Mike Tomlin's strength, obviously, is getting guys to just buy in and believe and, play, to the end of the season and play every week and all that other stuff. I think his offensive philosophy and his overall philosophy were antiquated, and that held him back. But every coach has a strength and every coach has weaknesses. Mike McCarthy is the kind of guy to me who I think he's obviously a really good offensive mind who thinks he understands defense, but the fact that he's only had a top 5 defense like once in his entire career tells me he doesn't value it as enough. If you have Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I'll give you one of the greatest stats ever. Everyone thinks it's a quarterback, winning Super Bowls. That's how we measure quarterbacks and all that stuff. Tom Brady, I think, played 21 years. And in those 21 years, 15 times he had a top 5 defense. Nobody wants to ever talk about that. But 15 times he had a top 5 defense. Aaron Rodgers, I think this is his, 21st year? Twice in his career, he's had a top 5 defense, and once he won the Super Bowl. 1 out of those 2 years, he won the Super Bowl. The other time, they lost in ridiculous fashion in the NFC Championship game. So that's not to take away what Tom Brady does, but everyone talks about, is it Brady or Belichick, blah, 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 blah. Well, again, I'm pretty sure if Aaron Rodgers, 15 or 16 out of 20 years, had a top 5 defense, he'd probably have more than 1 Super Bowl. So, to me, I think Mike McCarthy probably is a pretty good offensive coach who doesn't understand defense as much as he claimed. I mean, it is, to me, I'll tell you when I wanted to jump out the window at his introductory press conference, he starts talking about the defense that Dom Capers installed in like the mid-90s. It's like, are you kidding me? The offenses have evolved so much since then. But that's sort of the mentality. I think that's why he probably got
Dom
hired.
Capers.
That was probably an answer to a question he gave when he got hired. He probably said,
Bill
you know, they probably,
Colorado.
I can tell you the history of the Dom Capers defense. Art Rooney says, oh, hire this guy right here. This is what we want. He knows.
I know Mike has a question for you, or a little game for you, really quick before you let you go here. I appreciate you being here and entertaining and educating us and our audience. But Mike, go ahead, take it away.
All right, just a little trivia game here for you. Can you name the Steelers' last 5 second-round picks, starting with 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25?
Second-round picks?
Second-round picks.
Oh, my God. Pickens was one, wasn't he? Wasn't
George
Pickens a second-rounder?
Yeah, he was 2022.
Yeah. George Pickens was a second-rounder. How about Peasy Jr. was a second-rounder, I think, wasn't he?
He was 24.
All right. Let me see. Last year, did they have a second-rounder last year? Right. Who am I missing here? Last year. I can't even come up with last year's. Who was it?
Last year was Zach Frazier.
Zach Frazier, that's right. He's only the starting center.
21 and 23 you need.
21 and 23.
21's a big one.
21, let's see. Let me think about it. I just got to go around
He's a tight end.
Was it Freiermuth in 21?
Yep, that was him.
Oh, okay, Freiermuth.
Oh, I thought he was older than that. Huh.
Yeah, and who's 23 then?
23 is Keanu Benton.
Keanu Benton, okay.
Wow.
They've done all right in the second round, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Not bad.
All right, before you go, 30 seconds. Pirates outlook with Connor Griffin. What are your thoughts?
I think Connor Griffin's 19 years old, and it's going to be an interesting ride watching him go up and down and up and down and up and down at the plate. I think the Pirates have no choice but to keep him here, keep him at the major league level, and just let him, learn. And I mean, because his glove's good enough that he's already one of the best fielding shortstops in the league. So, hell, you went 5 or 6 years with Brian Hayes, hoping that he could figure out how to hit the ball, based on his gloves. So I think that you do it with him. I think the big thing with them, and I was thinking about this the other day, they have a lot less automatic outs in their lineup, and I think that's going to lead to less losing streaks, and less whole weeks and months where it looks like they're just completely incompetent. I mean, if you remember some of those years when they were running out guys like Grandal, what was his name, Hesmani Grandal, and Michael A. Taylor, and G1 Bay, and all these guys who were just okay. Let's see today's lineup. Okay, we've got Reynolds, and then 7 other guys or 8 other guys are going to be out. I mean, O'Hearn, I think, is a good hitter. I don't think he's a fluke of what he's doing doing so far. I think Lau is a pretty good hitter. I think if you look at if they can get O'Neal Cruz to continue what he's doing, and Brian Reynolds to do what he's doing. Listen, Nick Gonzalez, to me, I mean, I don't know that there's a place for him in the field, but he's a solid hitter. I mean, he's not a guy that's going to go 2 or 3 weeks without a hit. He drives the ball a little bit. He gets doubles. Every so often he can hit the ball out of the park. To me, if they get anything out of Mangum, and then of course there's the elephant in the room, Hank Davis. I don't know what they're going to get from Hank Davis this year, but I mean, hopefully he can hit more than 140 or 130 or whatever he's hitting right now. I just feel like the lineup is better overall from top to bottom. There's less holes in it, and when there's less holes in the lineup, especially when you got a reasonably good pitching staff, you probably are going to avoid those long losing streaks. And they won 72 last year. It won't shock me if they jump to like 79, 80, 81 this year, because I just feel like they're better.
You can let Connor Griffin go a while too, in that, with, like you said, Paul, that kind of lineup with support there. You're not relying on him every night to drive in runs. He's going to have ups and downs, but you have other guys that can do that. So put him near the bottom lineup like he did tonight. Let him get a couple of hits. He's fast, so he'll get some infield singles. He goes from first to home and second to home. I mean, faster than almost anybody in the majors already. So you can you can take your time with him, which is great. Take your time, but while he's on the job,
right.
Fantastic.
Well,
yeah.
The one thing I would say is honestly, and they won't do this, but you made me the general manager of the Steelers. Make me the general manager of the Pirates for 1 minute here.
You got it.
I probably would send Marcell Ozuna back to wherever he came from. I would put Mangum, or I'd call that guy up, the password, the dude they got from the Red Sox. I'd call him up to play in the outfield. I'd put I'm sorry. What I would do is I would put O'Neal Cruz at DH. I would put Connor Griffin, who's their best outfielder. I would put him in the outfield. I probably would do something like that, or bring the passport in to play, or Mangum, let them play center, because I would never let O'Neal Cruz touch a glove the rest of the season because he's horrific. And my thing is, Connor, for everything that people talk about Connor Griffin at short, I was listening to Wayner and those guys talk about how during spring training they put him out in the outfield. He was by far the best, outfielder they had, and you can see it. He's an incredible athlete. Obviously, at shortstop, he affects the game a ton. But to me, I would have O'Neal Cruz at DH. I'd tell Marcell Ozuna to join McCutchen in Texas or whatever, and I'd go from there.
All right. Sound like my wife, Paul. My wife's already ready to DFA him, and I'm like, they gave him 10 or 12 million. You got to give him a few more weeks. But problem is, they're putting him at 4 or 5 in the order every time they put him in the lineup.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I'll tell you the other thing that can get really, really, really testy and toasty. You want to talk about fun for a guy like me who covers this stuff and has to comment on it and all that other stuff. Let McCutchen have a really good first 2 or 3 months, and this guy still stinks. Watch the revolt among Pirate fans who didn't want McCutchen to be let go. Why did you get rid of him for this guy to be your DH? That could be lovely, like in June when it's really boring and there's not a lot going on.
It's good for you, though, to talk about, right?
Exactly.
All right, my last question for you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Is how many new gray hairs did you get after coaching Lily for 4 months?
I tell you, that team, when we first got together, I kind of said to, my son, who sometimes helps me coach and stuff, I said, this could be the team that puts me into retirement. I mean, this is just amazing. And I will say this, from start to finish, that team is one of the best in terms of the most improved. They got better. Mike, my style. I let players kind of find their way. I'm not always kinder and gentler about it, but I let them kind of find their way, and I let them sort of all figure out what their role is. And I think that's one of the reasons why my teams get better as the season goes on. I don't have a predetermined, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. I kind of let them sort of figure it out. And then when it got down to the end of the season, we started playing some bigger games and some bigger, events or whatever. It was amazing how everybody kind of fell into what they were doing. So, Lily's a joy to coach. She listens. She doesn't argue with me. She laughs at my jokes, which is half the battle.
Are we talking about Lily Devine?
Yes. So, the bottom line is that team was actually, at the beginning of the year, I thought, boy, this is going to be a long winter. But by the end of it, they were enjoyable. I really enjoyed coaching them because they got better. And they listened, and they wanted to get better, and that is, as a coach, all you can really ask for.
Yeah, we ended on a good note with that championship in Spooky Nook, so it was fun.
That's
fun
right.
Season.
That's right. We beat the obnoxious people in Neon to do it. That's what made it even better.
well, Paul, thank you for. Is it Slam? Was it Slam? Was it Slam?
Was it Slam?
Yeah.
I'll let you all guess. The obnoxious ones in Neon is what I call them. But go ahead.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Paul, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we can do it again. This is great. Opinionated, informative, and funny as hell. So thanks so much, Paul.
Yeah, anytime. 9:30 at night. Hell, I'm into my drinking time at night. 9:30 at night, so I'm ready to go. Anytime.
All right, we'll do this again soon. Thank you so much, Paul.
All right, we'll see you.
Appreciate you coming on.
Paul Zeise, everyone.
Yes.
You're welcome, Andy. I knew you wanted to say it.
Yes, of course.
Beat you to it.
Paul was great. Thank you to Paul Zeise, and thank you to our sponsors, Continental Comb, Salute Beer Distributor, Nesbitt's Lanes, Coyote Outdoor, Tresco Concrete, Fast Signs, the Jen Mascara Real Estate Team, Busy Little Me, Pittsburgh Sports Complex and Self-Storage, Game Faces, and our number one fan, D. Continental Comb Barbershop, a traditional barbershop servicing the area since 1973. Up to date on all the new styles and cuts. Call 412-795-7555 and mention Sour Plums for $5 off any service.
Tresco Concrete, the best concrete products on the market. Ready-mix concrete delivered to your door, guaranteed to get hard or your money back. And as always, their concrete is all natural, no supplements, and always 100% Viagra-free.
The Jen Mascaro team proudly supports the Sour Plums podcast. When it comes to selling your home promptly and at peak value, look no further than the expertise of the Jen Mascaro team. With over a decade of industry experience, we guarantee to guide you seamlessly through the process. For personalized assistance, contact us at 412-607-6318 or email jennifermascaro@howardhanna.com. At Salute Beer Distributor, we are bringing you a large selection of beers from local and national breweries. Our extensive inventory includes craft beers, seasonal specialties, your everyday favorites, adult slushies, and an impressive inventory of non-alcoholic beers. Salute's inventory has something special for every palate. Come browse the aisles at Salute Beer Distributor, located on Route 286 in Plum, next to Shop and Save. You'll be glad you did.
Busy Little Me's is a residential cleaning company serving Plum and local communities. Housekeeping duties include house cleaning, disposing of rubbish, sanitizing services, dusting, vacuuming, mopping, scrubbing, etc., etc. We do custom-to-you cleans once a month, once a week, or every 9 minutes. We got you, sis. We've also been known to do decluttering and pre-clean cleans. That's a real thing. We can also polish a dirty face, scrub a doggo's filthy paws, or even spit shine your shoe. Laundry? Need linens washed? Done. How about your husband's gutchies? No prob. That ugly camisole your mother-in-law gave you? What was that? Just throw it away? Your secrets are safe with us. busylittlemes.squarespace.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Before we jump into this week's Plum Problem, we do have a new sponsor this week. Don't have an ad read for him yet. We will have one for the next show, but this week's sponsor, or this new sponsor, is the Commission. The Commission is a child mentor program. So we'll have more information on what that program is for the next show, but that is with Coach Yo. So appreciate the sponsorship with Coach Yo. And we'll have all the information either on our Facebook page or with the next show.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get that out there. Thank you, Coach Yo. Yeah.
All right. So this week's Plum Problem it's my turn this week. And it's a double problem. So it's the Pirates apologists and the Pirate haters. So people go over the top, I think, to defend everything the Pirates do because they have had so many bad years. And when they have any glimpse of good fortune, they feel the need to come out in full force and defend the little bit of good that they're doing. But then there's also the haters who feel the need to remind everybody how awful everything they do is. When I think really the person that they hate is Bob Nutting and the decisions he makes. And it's exhausting on both ends. Just if you enjoy baseball, watch it and enjoy the times that they are winning and playing well. And they're going to have more bad seasons than the average team because of the market we're in. And that's not a secret. If you don't like baseball, if you don't like Bob, turn the goddamn TV off and stop watching. Don't ruin it for people who enjoy it. Like I don't have to hear your opinion about how awful of decisions he makes because I know they're awful. But I enjoy baseball. I enjoy when the Pirates do well. I enjoy watching it. And you telling me how awful of a decision he made last week, the week before, last year, the season before, is not going to make me turn the TV off. I still enjoy watching it. That's my Plum Problem.
Well said. And you know what, Mike? You say you didn't like Kendrick Lamar last year at halftime show, but you just told everybody to turn their TV off, and I'm proud of you for that reference. But no, I think you're right. It's tough to be in that position where the people are just anti-Pirates. I don't care if they win. I'm still going to rail on them if they win. Or like the people who, and this was everybody, way more than it should have been. Majority, they're 0-2, and immediately they're like, oh, same old Pirates. Like, guys, 2 games in the NFL is a big deal, right? They play 17. 2 games in Major League Baseball, it doesn't, whether it's the first 2 games of the year in April or March or 2 games in August, they're very insignificant overall of the course of a year. You can change your direction really quickly, which you've already seen them do. What are they now? 7-4, something like that. I went from 0-2 to 7-4, just like that. And now everybody's talking about playoffs. I think it was probably extremes on both sides there. But you're right. If you enjoy baseball and you like your hometown team, watch them. And if you want to watch somebody else, watch them. Every time somebody posts something fun or they're happy about the Pirates winning, and you're going to go straight to the comments and say, oh, yeah, they'll never win anything. Bob, I hate the Pirates. Okay, well, you're just miserable. You're a miserable person. Just don't comment. Like you said, turn the TV off. Who cares, right? I enjoy baseball. I quietly don't spend my money there when they're losing a lot, and I feel like it's behind Bob Bunting. But I'm not going to go there with a paper bag over my head and protest. I'm like a dipshit. Like, that gets nothing done. So yeah, I'll spend more of my money there when they're winning. That's just how the market works. That's how everything is, right? I mean, you're more likely to go to any sports team more often when they're winning, and then you get the people. It's like, oh, see, the Pirates can't even get fans of their games in April when they're 6-3. Well, because it's 38 degrees and raining. Like, no, and it's Easter. Like, who's going to go to that game? Like you know what I mean? Like, stop. They look for everything. So your point is well taken on both sides. But man, the people who are just cranky about it can't even enjoy this. Like what we're about to witness with having the best pitcher in baseball. Possibly the best position player in baseball in a couple of years here. And hey, by the way, we have another kid who's 19 throwing 103 miles per hour in the farm system too, who's the next top prospect in baseball in a year. Mm-hmm. Like, enjoy it. Enjoy it if you love the game.
But it's also the other side too. You don't have to defend every move Nutting makes either, just because you're a fan.
I want to chime in because originally I was disagreeing with you. I'm not as big of a Pirates fan as you guys. But when it comes to the Steelers, I hate watching the game with someone that's constantly criticizing everything. Just that negative energy. I've family members, friends, and in between. And it's like, just watch the game. Like, it's not like I love the Steelers. And if you're on the Steelers, I love you. And if you leave, I forget about you. But just watch the game. It's a game. And do you have money riding on it? Are you paying salaries? Like, just watch the game. And really, you know, the Super Bowl is the goal, but at the end of the day, not everyone gets there every year. So just enjoy it while it lasts, people.
Well said, Big Cat.
You said 2 games don't matter in April or, August, whatever. You're right. So baseball, there's 162 games. It's the rule of 54. Every team's going to win 54 games. They're going to lose 54 games. It's that other 54 on what you do with those that matters at the end of the season. Right. So you start slow. Pirates always start slow. Most of the time, start slow. But now I think we're the second hottest team in baseball. I think we're behind the Dodgers and the Yankees. We got a spark. Connor Griffin, whether he's been in the slump, but him being here has sparked the rest of the team. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's fun. Just enjoy it. If you don't want to enjoy it, shut up. Watch something else. Watch the Penguins. They're about to start the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. To Big Cat's point too, like, you're watching a football game with your a couple buddies. They absolutely hate Mike Tomlin, and they can't not mention it every 3 minutes that it's Tomlin's fault. Meanwhile, a professional athlete being paid $20 million a year just dropped the ball. It's just he made a mistake. Right? It's not the coach's fault, right? And that's the kind of stuff that gets annoying.
People hold Bill Cowher in such high regard as a Pittsburgh Steelers coach. Won Super Bowl. He just won Super Bowl. A lot of those years he got beat in the AFC Championship. I think time helps, remember the good days. I think people will look back fondly on Tomlin a little bit more. We complained about Ben the last 7 seasons of his career, but now he's gone and look, I miss Big Ben. I wish he was still able to do it. So enjoy it while it lasts.
100%. Any last comments on this, Newman?
This is not my subject.
Okay, Philly boy, BOI, Philly boy, Mr.
Philly
boys to men over there. Okay, all right, Newman.
Report.
Newman,
Andy,
what do you got for us this week? Jesus, Newman, what do you got for us this week in the Minority Report?
For those of you who don't know, the Minority Report is only a minority of people know, but the majority of people should know. This week's feature: air fryer. So everyone uses an air fryer, right? We're all in agreement. Everyone uses an air fryer. Do you guys use the filters in the air fryer?
Just started.
We have them, but we haven't really used them much.
So, where do you think the filters go in the air fryer?
Don't tell me under the basket.
Under the basket. They are not supposed to go on top of the basket.
Right, they are. But as long as you have heavy enough food, right, you can do that on top. But otherwise, it can get our air fryer sucks it up, sucks the filter up.
Yeah, it can also catch on fire if you do it on top. But yeah, so the filter, I've been using an air fryer for 3-4 years. Been putting the filter paper on top of the basket, putting it in so it doesn't mess up it doesn't get like your air fryer stays a little cleaner, a little bit longer. No, you're supposed to put the filters underneath the basket to catch the crumbs that come out of your air fryer.
And then you still have to clean the damn thing.
So you still got to clean it. What's the point? It's like
I do both. I do it on the bottom and the top, but that is
I bet you do.
You're supposed to put them on the bottom.
Bet you do.
I put them over top of the food, so I don't know what you guys are doing. I just tuck them in like they're taking a little nap. Little chicken wings.
Dude, I'm boycotting that. No, you're right. He's totally right. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, and it has. We've a couple times have the kids have used it, and we start smelling smoke. We're like, what? And we go over there, and it's being sucked up into the air fryer and burning them. It's definitely a fire hazard.
What are they putting? Like one pizza roll in there?
It had to be something light. I don't know. Maybe it was 2 cheese sticks. I don't know. Mozzarella sticks, but yeah. Well, I when I just discovered the fact that they had filters for these like a month ago, and so when I got them, like when I saw they had them, I had to use them, and then I read what you said, Newman. They go underneath. I'm like, no, I'll take the fire risk.
Stupid.
I'm gonna really regret that one day when I'm calling you guys. Guys, you'll never believe it. The house is burning is because of the air fryer filter.
I've stopped using our air fryer because bonus Plum Problem. Jess has put it in a place that is not convenient to use, and I just don't use it anymore.
Here's an idea. Move it.
It's a whole thing right now in our house. Just put it on a different corner on the countertop, and it's in the corner where like we put stuff that like it's not junk that we have to like get rid of, but it's stuff we have to go through still. So the pull out part is blocked, and it's just another step between me and something delicious. And I'll just use the stove.
Respectfully, that's on Jess. That's wrong.
It should be a convenient thing in our kitchen, and it's not. And our oven has a built-in air fryer, so I'll do that.
Well, that's Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yeah. My woman has an air fryer built into it.
It's not as convenient, Newman, but I'll use it.
As always, thank you for the Minority Report.
My pleasure.
All right. Mike, you have a Would You Rather for us tonight?
I do, right? Yeah, I do. Okay. Would you rather have your fridge judge every food decision you make out loud, or have your car announce every dumb thing you do while driving?
The car announcing it, can I hear it, or can people around me hear it also?
I think it's like a loudspeaker so that you can all hear it.
I'm going to go with the fridge. Hopefully it's quiet enough only I hear it, and hey, I'll keep that positive mindset. Your negativity can't get me down. No, I'd be embarrassed if I was out in public, and I do make some stupid moves sometimes in my car. We got a new car, new GPS system. My Apple Maps, it's a new style of GPS for me because it doesn't have the stop signs on the GPS. On my Apple Maps, it shows stop signs, red lights. So like I'm looking where to go. I'm not familiar with the area. I'm looking where to go. I ran 2 stop signs and it went through a red light because I'm
driving
looking.
Is no different with a GPS.
I'm looking and there's no stop signs popping up. So I'm just making sure I'm going where I need to go. I thought someone was making a right on red. I'm like, look at this clown. I'm halfway through a red light. Like, oh, it's me. I'm the clown.
Oh, that's scary that there are people.
It was
like
bad.
that out there.
It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't use that GPS anymore.
Technology's not your friend, apparently.
Well, if I was local, I know.
Isn't he an IT?
That's my point.
I am, but I don't know what that has to do with stop signs being absent from a GPS that I've been programmed to. It's not my fault. I didn't design the Apple Maps.
Because you're supposed to look at the road, not the GPS.
I was looking at the road. I was making sure that I was in the right spot. Stop signs are off to the right. They're not in the road. I was looking at the road. I wasn't paying attention. I admitted it. Why are you guys judging me? I openly, vulnerably told you
because
the
we're
story.
being your fridge and we're judging you.
Whatever. You're so cold.
Can I make fun of one of our sponsors real quick with driving?
Sure.
By all means.
All right.
They love when you do that.
Is it Nesbitt's Lanes?
No, it's D.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
So Jess was given D. D had her driver's permit. I don't know, this is probably 7 or 8 years ago. And Jess was letting her drive on Black Friday. For the record, D does not drive. She's not comfortable driving. So she was trying to get her license again at that time, and Jess was letting her drive.
Wait. What do you mean again?
Uh-oh.
Like she was trying to get it for like a second time. Like she had her permit, never got the driver's license.
Oh, okay.
Went again to get her permit.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, sorry if I didn't.
I was like,
license.
What did she do to
her
get
license was suspended.
No. So they're turning from, I believe it was from like where El Campesino is, towards like making a left towards Miracle Mile, like going on to 22.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Jess is generally a pretty calm person, and I say that you know Jess, but with that kind of stuff, she is actually pretty calm. D turns left into the oncoming traffic, like on the wrong side of the barrier.
Oh,
and Jess is like, you're not going far enough. And then she's like, starts freaking out because Daniela just stops in the middle of the road, and she doesn't know what to do at this point because now she's like stuck on where to go. And Jess goes, okay, you have to get into the parking lot. And then Jess drove the rest of the night.
Yeah, that would be the move. Oh, yeah. D.
I've done that. I've done that. I've almost done that with like Carly in the car. I did it with Carly in the car in Penn Hills, and I had to jump that median. I went to the left of the barrier, so I'm on the wrong side of the road, and I had to in my Thunderbird, I had to jump the median
with Carly in the car.
Yeah.
Carly's not always in the car, but the car is always in Carly. Get it? Because of spelling.
I hate you so much.
Jesus.
I hate you so much.
Anyway, Newman, what's
I like that one.
What are your
Only I've been in my life, okay?
Wow, we are so far off the rails. Holy shit.
Newman, bring us back.
All right, so I would rather have my fridge judge me because I'm eating the same things no matter what. Anyway, and I don't give a shit. And I do dumb shit all the time in the car, and I don't really care. So I want my fridge to judge me because I eat the same things all the time, so it's not going to tell me anything different.
I mean, I know when I'm doing dumb shit in my car typically because I got you know the rules. You break the rules sometimes when it's safe to do so, right? That's kind of thing you don't teach your 16-year-old that, but that's because you're an adult. You do that. I wouldn't mind, and I get a little bit of verbal road rage. I'll yell at some folks. So if a car's yelling back at me, I'm gonna have some fun. But the fridge,
baby girl,
hurt my baby girl, baby girl. Yeah, the last thing I need is my fridge telling me, baby girl, drop the cheesecake. Like I don't need that. Like I will have to drop the cheesecake. I won't feel good about myself. So I'm gonna go with the I'd rather have my car yell at me or announce every time I'm doing something dumb while I'm driving over the fridge. The fridge is just gonna hit me, or you've been doing well for the week, and all of a sudden you want to cheat, and the fridge just reminds you to not cheat, and it's just a bad feeling. I think that would be the food part of it would be a little more emotional and deep cutting for me. What about you, Mike?
I think I'd pick the fridge judging my food choices because I think it would help me. I think I try to judge myself sometimes and I just ignore myself. But if the fridge did it, I think it would really hit deep and I would listen to it. And I don't think I do dumb things when I'm driving. I think unless you count speeding dumb, I mean, but I definitely go faster than I should a lot. But dumb things when I'm driving, I don't think I do that much. So I think it would be beneficial for my fridge to judge me.
Okay, you took a positive spin on that. I like that. I like that.
All right, that's fair. Hey, Andy.
Newman.
Are you going to resurrect a former segment tonight?
I mean, yeah, we're a couple days after Easter, so resurrection seems to be about what we should be doing here tonight.
Facts.
I think I'm going to bring back this or that, and I want to stay on the theme. We had Paul Zeise on earlier. We're talking Steelers football. It's that time of year, draft's coming up. So I want to do this or that, and I have a series of quick hitters, just 7 quick hitters. Steelers players versus another Steelers player at the same position historically. And it might not be the 2 best of all time. It's just which of these 2 Steelers would you take on your team, or would you prefer? It might not be because you want to be competitive. It just might be because it's entertaining. So which of these 2 would you take? All right, we're going to start with we're going to go – actually, I have 6 of these. We're going to go with the first one I think should be a great one. We'll go Big Cat, Newman, Mike. Big Cat, Newman, Mike. Hines Ward, Antonio Brown.
Hines Ward. I'm taking Hines. I liked his play style, his positivity, leadership.
Give me 8-6.
8-6.
Yep. AB all day.
Really? AB? I need to hear why.
I mean, if he would have stayed sane, he could have went down as one of the best receivers in the NFL in history.
Hines has a ring. Good.
Yeah, I would take Hines Ward. I'm going to say Antonio Brown was certainly the better athlete overall, but Hines Ward was what?
Did you say Hines Ward was the better athlete?
No, I said AB was the better athlete.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I want Hines Ward on my team because Hines Ward is blocking. Hines Ward's still catching 80 to 100 balls a year, catching a bunch of touchdowns, not going to have the breakaway speed, not do that. I just like Hines Ward as a I mean, that's the kind of guy I want 22 of on my team. That's
He's
my
a perfect teammate.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Hines Ward
athletic enough. Yeah.
Hines Ward was given defender CTE. Antonio Brown did it the other way.
He gave Perfect that one hit.
Yeah, he did. I thought it was a fun. I'm a big Hines Ward was probably one of my
top
I love
2 players to ever
Don't
watch.
Get me wrong. Ever watched.
Yeah.
I loved him.
That's why I knew that was a tough one though, because Antonio Brown is probably the better athlete, right?
He was
but
so
it's
good.
Hines Ward for me all day. All right.
Hines Ward was a former quarterback. I'm taking him as a better athlete.
He was. All right. Franco Harris, Jerome Bettis.
Jerome. I got to go with the bus. Yeah. I grew up watching him. Like I saw him come in from St. Louis, and I remember him. I think it was a different running back, but there was a commercial. I'm getting off on a tangent. Jerome Bettis.
Venice? Oh,
Jerome Bettis.
Third option, Jerome Bettis.
Jerome.
Elaine Bennis is Uncle Jerome.
Sorry.
Seinfeld joke that Newman would get. All right, Newman, who are you taking?
Notre Dame guy or Penn State guy? Lesser of 2 evils is the Notre Dame guy.
Okay, Jerome Bettis then. All right.
Give me the bus.
Mike. Yeah, I was going to say the bus too. What he did at his size, pretty damn impressive. And I don't think that could be repeated today. I really don't.
He was like the Mike LaValliere of football. He was a Pudgy Kid's hero.
He was so good, though, too. He was so good.
Except for that fumble at the 1 yard line in Indy, but
didn't cost him, fortunately.
Thanks, Big Ben.
I had a chance to meet him, and after we met, like we went to watch him
and he said no.
him and Richie Walsh when they had their whatever their show was. After they recorded, they brought the people back that were in the audience into the conference room, and they went around the room. Everybody got to ask one question, and where I sat, he ended up sitting right next to me. So I was the last person in the room to ask a question, and everybody before me, there was like 25 of us, whatever, in the room. Everybody asked the questions, all the normal questions that you would ask him, like what was it like going to Notre Dame, what was it like being in the NFL, whatever. So it's like, all right, what am I going to ask? So he gets to me, and I'm like, all right. What was the first thought that went through your head when you fumbled that ball at the 1 yard line? And if that was the last play of your career, would you have retired then? And he looked at me and goes, I don't remember that play. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, wow.
And Sean was with me. He goes, I can't believe you just asked that question. I was like, no, it clearly wasn't the last play of his career. Like it went on, it ended up being okay. But like, you're a competitor. What went through your head at that moment? Like his eyes, I mean, you could tell his eyes said everything. Like, oh shit, like this is not how it's going to end. And then the shoestring tackle, and we all know what happened. It was good.
I also met him. I got a Super Bowl 40, an authentic Super Bowl 40 ball autographed by him. And when he was signing it, I said, "What's it like having a grown man call you Bussy?" And he just looked at me with such disdain, and I was just like, just a question. Like, I'm just curious. Like, you're a grown man, and they call you Bussy.
Oh, but
he was
funny.
not amused.
I'm going to shorten this segment. The next three, we're going to go rapid fire because I got a quick story to tell. The same thing. It's like it's funny the things you say when you finally meet somebody that you would never say if you weren't in that moment. I met Clint Hurdle during the Pirates when they were making their run into playoffs for the first time in 20, 30 years, whatever it was. In 2013-14, I had a season ticket holder meeting. Got to go be like 30 people that met him and talked to him, listen to him talk. And I just loved the way he talked in his post-game interviews. And I was excited about the Pirates again. And so when I got to meet him, I'm like, Clint, great to meet you. You know, I love listening to your interviews. I love listening to you talk. You could read me bedtime stories. The look on his face, when I said you could read me bedtime stories was like his smile turned to, holy shit, get this freak out of here. Like, it was quick. It was abrupt. And I just was mortified. And that's what I said to Clint Hurdle.
So we went to see Dave Coulier stand-up comedy. And
Full House.
Yeah. So afterwards, we stood in line to get his autograph. And as we're standing there, Jess is standing right next to me. It's me, Jess, Mark, and then I think Mario. And as he's signing my shirt, I looked at him and I said, you could bed with my wife and I every single night. And he said, that's kind of weird.
And the dumb shit we say.
And just looked at me like, what the fuck are you saying?
I'm not alone. I think Mike beat me.
And then Mark goes, come on now, cut it out. And Mario just smacked himself in the face and he goes, I don't know who these people are.
Oh man, that's good. All right, guys, quick hitters. Roethlisberger, Bradshaw.
Roethlisberger.
Newman.
I don't give a shit. Roethlisberger?
Ben.
Well, that's not a nice way to say that, but okay.
Ben.
Oh, you said Ben? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go Ben, too. Ben was a lot of fun to watch. And a different era, too. All right. Let's go Chris Boswell, or Jeff Reed.
Ooh, if you're a Sheets paper towel dispenser.
I knew someone was going to go there.
I liked Jeff Reed a lot. I'm going to go with Jeff Reed. He was a personality.
Yeah.
You get 3 points off Jeff Reed's toe.
Here we go.
Yeah, Jeff Reed.
Jeff Reed for entertainment purposes, right? I didn't pick
Exactly.
Antonio Brown, but I'm going Jeff Reed for
Absolutely.
entertainment purposes.
We're putting together a good team.
And Boswell's is the better kicker, by the way.
Norm
Jeff
Johnson.
Reed was entertaining. All right, last one, quick one. James Harrison or TJ Watt?
James Harrison. I put him up against anyone. Yeah, he's the beast. He used to follow me on Twitter. I don't have Twitter anymore, but he used to follow me. So shout out James.
Yet another person that I've met in the wild. James Harrison.
Oh,
And
wow.
I met him on my 30th birthday at Barroom, and he was in the VIP booth next to ours. And I said, "What's up, Silverback?" He goes, "Don't call me that." I was like, "Sorry, sir." He goes, "Just call me James." I was like, "Okay."
Real nice. Just call me James.
It's so funny. We all have stories like that tonight.
James Harrison.
Me too. James Harrison. James Harrison was hell. I'll never forget the Super Bowl return. I mean, that itself for me.
I'll say this.
Guys,
I think from a career standpoint, TJ's is probably better. But for 2 to 3 years, I don't think you could touch Harrison.
Yeah. It's weird though. Like, I didn't take Antonio Brown for the personality because I thought he went too far insane. But James Harrison was like scary guy insane, and you just wanted him on your team. It was a different kind of insane to me. I didn't feel like it. It was a bit, him body slamming the Browns fan on the field, like just that kind of stuff. You don't forget that.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, guys. That's all I got for this and that. That was a lot of fun. We had a lot more stories than I thought on that one, so that was good. But it's time for a quick word from the rest of our fantastic sponsors that make this show possible.
Whether chaos in your house or chaos on the court, Pittsburgh Sports Complex and Self-Storage has your back. Conveniently located in Plum at 307 Coxcomb Hill Road. Book online anytime. Don't miss out. Score 50% off your first storage rental with code GOAL.
Nesbitt's Lanes Incorporated, family bowling center specializing in open bowling, league bowling, bumper bowling, birthday parties, group events, fundraisers, all-night bowling parties, summer leagues, Sunday morning specials, in-house tournaments, junior bowling program, after-school bowling program. They can be reached at 412-793-5556. Web address is www.nesbittlanes.com. And when you book and mention the podcast for your child's birthday by the end of the year, the birthday child is free.
It's grilling season, and Coyote Outdoor Living has you covered. Upgrade your barbecue game with a new grill from Coyote Outdoor. Choose from their vast lineup of gas, charcoal, electric, and pellet grill options. They also carry a wide variety of stainless steel storage and refrigeration solutions to complete your dream outdoor kitchen. Go to coyoteoutdoor.com and get ready to grill, baby. Grill in style.
Game Faces airbrush face painting. You've seen us at Steelers games, Pirates games, and at Plum community and sporting events. But did you know that we also do private parties? Game Faces can handle anything from your child's party all the way to your company picnic. Check us out at gamefaces2.com. That's gamefaces with the number 2.com.
Need signs, banners, or graphics that get noticed? Fast Signs deliver quality, speed, and service that stands out. From business branding to event materials, they do it all fast. Visit Fast Signs today and make your message impossible to miss. Make your statement.
The Sour Plums podcast is fueled by Daniela Pampina. We didn't ask for her to sponsor us, but she did anyways. Thanks, Daniela.
All right, welcome back. And now it's time for that moment you've been waiting for all your life. Big Cat's Conspiracy Corner. Big Cat, take it away.
Thank you, Drew. All right, welcome back to Conspiracy Corner with Big Cat, part of the show where I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just asking questions. Tonight's question, very much on theme. Why do the Steelers never rebuild? Not rarely, not once in a while, never. Every NFL team has a cycle. You're good, then you're bad, then you rebuild, then you're good again. And that's how it works, except in Pittsburgh. The Steelers don't follow that cycle. They just hover. 9 wins, 10 wins, maybe even 11 if things get weird. And every year you hear the same thing. Well, at least we're not terrible, but we're also not great. We're just living in this strange football purgatory where you never draft high, you're never picking first, and you're never bad enough to reset. It's like finishing 8-8 used to be a personality. So here's the question. Is this on purpose? Because think about it. If you're terrible, you lose fans. If you're great, expectations are insane. But if you're just good enough, everyone stays calm. In Pittsburgh, the standard is we don't have losing seasons. That sounds amazing until you realize that's the goal. Not championships, not dominance, just not losing. That's like going to the gym and saying, I don't want to get in shape. I just don't want to get any worse. And look, consistency is great. But at some point, consistency becomes a trap. You're too good to change, but you're not good enough to win it all. So every season feels the same. Start strong, hit a weird stretch, sneak into the playoff conversations, and then everyone says, next year. The Steelers fans know the feeling. You're watching the game and you're thinking, we're solid, but something's missing. Like ordering a sandwich and realizing they forgot the sauce. It's still food, but it's not what it could be. So now you have to ask, if the team avoids being bad, avoids big risks, and stays competitive every year, is that actually the plan? Because rebuilding is painful. You have to lose games, make big changes, admit things aren't working. And maybe the Steelers just said, yeah, we're not doing that. At this point, it almost feels like there's a rule. We will win enough games to keep hope alive, but not enough to blow anything up. Which is genius, by the way, because hope is one thing fans will always come back for. You don't need a championship every year. You just need people to believe we're close. So next time you're watching the Steelers and thinking, why don't we just rebuild? Maybe the answer is they already decided not to, because rebuilding is risky, but being just good enough, that's safe. I'm Big Cat, and this has been Conspiracy Corner, where I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I'm just saying 9-8 feels very intentional.
Well said, Big Cat. You know, it's funny. We're sitting here early April, and that back to Paul Zeise's point about how the Steelers control just the city, and the NFL controls viewership and ears and eyes. You know, the Pirates are off to a hot start, have a huge prospect up. Penguins are about to make the playoffs, and an unexpected season. They weren't expected to make the playoffs. Pitt's men's basketball team is in complete disarray, and they've lost about everybody on their damn roster over the last few days. But yet here we are talking about the Steelers, and the Steelers, as Big Cat put it, are a very mediocre 9 or 10 win team every single year for a while now. So, well said, Big Cat.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, it's time for blind rankings. Blind rankings is Mike's, where Mike gives us a category, and then inside of that category, he gives us 5 things to rank blindly, one at a time. That's why it's blind. We don't know what's next. Mike, let's take it away. What's your category tonight?
All right. Tonight's category is animals you could beat in a fight. So one
animals
would be the
you could beat in a fight. Okay.
Yeah. So one would be the animal you have the easiest time beating in the fight, and number 5 would be the toughest time.
Okay. 1 easy, 5 hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Order.
All right, first one. Big Cat, Drew, Justin.
Not letting Drew go first at all tonight.
I like sandwiching him in this one because he can't help himself. All right. Big Cat, ready?
Yeah.
First one is Goose.
Oh, Goose. I think they're really relentless, but as long as you get a hold of that neck, I'm gonna put him at 3.
Ooh, I'm Goose. Those are mean mothers. Where can we go from? I'm gonna put it. If we're going easy, I'll put it at 2. I'm gonna say 2. I could control a goose. It would hurt me first, but I'd get it.
How is a goose gonna hurt you? I'm fucking that goose up. I'm putting that at 1.
Oh boy.
All right.
Wow. All right. Next is a possum.
Aw, I don't want to. I think that'd be a 2. I think they get scared and play dead, right? So I'm gonna put that at 2. At least they do in Red Dead Redemption 2, which I've been playing a lot of, by the way.
A possum to me is gonna be 1 because I mean they scare. They look the way they look. They scare me. They're hideous. They really are. I don't think they're cute like big cats. Oh no, I think they're hideous.
So cute.
But I think I could just. I mean that's a quick stomp and that's a curb stomp. And we're out of here.
Stomp them out.
I'm putting it at 2. I'm punting the shit out of a possum.
No. You guys are mean.
A turkey.
Oh. I got beef with a turkey. I'm putting a turkey at 1 because I would fuck up a turkey. A turkey attacked me on Renton Road in my car. It was pecking my car. It saw its reflection. And was pecking my car. And I couldn't do anything about it.
All right, it's another bird. I'm gonna put it at 3. Goose seems more mean, so I'd probably switch them if I had a chance, but I can't do that because that's against the rules.
Something else I can punt. Not as far as a possum, but I could still punt a turkey. That's going at 3.
A sloth.
Jeez. I think they're really stinky, aren't they? I'm gonna have a hard time beating up a sloth, but I feel like a tiger is coming or something. Like I don't want to fight a sloth, Drew. It would be easy to fight. It can't even move, but I wouldn't want to. Right? Is 5 for the hardest it would be to fight? Is that how it was worded?
Yeah.
I'm putting sloth at 5. It would be very hard for me to fight a sloth.
Oh man, I have to go 4 because that's all I left between 4 and 5. I mean, a sloth, we know are slow, but like you could just sit there and talk a lot of shit. Like, come here, bitch, and it would eventually get there, but it would be a while. And you could just take your time. And then what's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? I know what Big Cat's saying. It's hard for him because he physically doesn't want to hurt the sloth,
especially not the 3-toed sloth.
I don't want to hurt any animal, but I mean, if me versus you and it's up against survival, I'll take my chance with the sloth.
That sucker's dead.
Yeah, it's gone. He gone.
I'm gonna put the sloth at 5 because it's a sloth. Like, what is it? What is it gonna do? Swing at me? Yeah, I'm good. 5.
All right. Last one, a kangaroo.
I don't know though. You know what? I started to say, "Oh, I messed up," but I saw that guy that like boxed the kangaroo that was messing with his dog, and he just like stood toe to toe with it and like punched it a few times and like backed it down. I think you just got to go super confident and hope they don't get you with their feet. Just hope you can get a couple shots in, because they're not going. I don't think they're going fists. They're trying to get back. So you got to stay in close.
That has viral embarrassment written all over it for me. I have to go 5. I had to go 5 anyway. Like me up against the king, it's gonna end poorly. It's gonna get me. It's gonna get me with the kick, and I'm gonna never live it down. So that's probably a real life nightmare for me to actually get in a fight with a kangaroo. Like you go into like some of those places they have kangaroos, and like I don't know, some of the zoos they have.
The zoo,
yeah, Pittsburgh Zoo. Yeah, you go in there, you go to kangaroo. They have, like I'm always afraid that kangaroo's gonna come get me.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And I'm always afraid that somebody's gonna be recording it because everybody's recording kangaroos all the time.
Yeah.
And if I get it, so I always like walk real fast, get the hell out, get out of there.
They can sense your fear.
Have you seen those videos of the kangaroos that like are fucking jacked? Like they just look like they're gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
They're like diesel.
That would be the one I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but I'm gonna get my licks in. So I gotta put it at 4, unfortunately. I should have put it at 5, but that's going at 4.
All right, Mike, what's your order?
All right, number 1, I have a goose. Number 2, I have a sloth. 3 is turkey. I put kangaroo at 4. I don't know what you guys see in a possum. Man, those things scare the shit out of me. Have you ever seen the teeth in a possum?
They are hideous, but
yeah. So, but fun fact about a kangaroo: when we were in Australia, they threw a 4th of July party for us. We were in the summer, so we went to our friend's house having this party, and their neighbor had a joey, which I don't think they were supposed to have. But so I was bottle feeding the joey. Yeah. So I was bottle feeding it. And I mean, it was still pretty.
I'm glad you weren't breastfeeding it. It's good.
Yeah. So it was probably 30, 40 pounds. It was pretty big. Like big enough I had to hold it with 2 hands, and like my arms were like kind of out. So then Mark wanted to feed it, gave it to Mark. Mark's feeding the joey. Then he drops it on its head, and the whole party just stopped and looked at him. And Mario gave him this look like, what the fuck did you just do? And to this day, we remind Mark that he dropped a joey on its head.
Oh my!
That has international incident written all over it.
Shit, giving Mark.
Jeez.
Yeah, but then they couldn't bring it anywhere to like. I mean, I think it ended up being okay, but there was nowhere they could bring it because they weren't supposed to have it. So.
Oh my god!
No, right? Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's a problem. All right, guys, that was good, Mike. That was. You didn't really give us anything that was like crazy extreme.
That was fun.
Tiger, bear. I thought I was expecting tiger.
I thought a shark was coming. I thought like dumb shit was coming.
Yeah. All right. Any shout outs tonight, guys? Let's make it a little quick round the robin here. Round the robin. Jesus Lord.
I have a quick one. We had our first spring AAU tournaments last weekend. Lily's team won her brackets championship game. First time playing together. So congratulations to them. Penny's team lost in the semifinals. They had a good weekend as well. So off to a good start.
Good stuff.
I will shout out Riley Stevens, former guest, is in the top 3 finalists for the KDKA Super 7. Voting is through Sunday, I believe. It's through the Odyssey app, but congratulations to Riley. And shout out to our guest last week, Deuce. He turned 18 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Deuce. We got to have him back on. We got to have him back on.
Yeah.
No super anything just happened shout outs, but just a shout out to Graham and Henry finishing the school year strong, doing well. Graham's actually meeting with Coach Yo, so we have like firsthand experience with the mentorship, and Henry's doing well, so just shout out to them. Love you guys.
Awesome. I give a shout out to my youngest, Charlotte. She's in competitive dance for the first year. She's 8, and damn it, she's good at it. so she's it makes her so happy. She's very good at it. It's surprising. It's like, it's not that bad. I know Jamie we're talking about dance. Jamie, you can listen to this part, not basketball. Jamie's been doing it with M&M Dance Academy for a while, for a long time, since Sydney was young, and it's actually very entertaining. They're very good. I mean, especially like the older middle school to high school, they're very good. Their routines are very good. But now I know what the next decade of my life is going to look like. A lot of dance competitions, and it makes her very happy. So I'm happy. So shout out to Charlotte. Keep it going, girl. Anything else, guys?
Are you a
Is that
dance
it for
dad?
tonight?
Yes. Are you a dance dad
Oh,
yet?
I mean, I consider myself a dance dad. Yeah, I'm there. I drive an hour and a half to watch 1:47 seconds.
No.
Drive an hour and
Dance
a half
dad
back.
actually participates. Like,
Oh,
you
no.
go up
I'm
onto
not
the
in-
stage.
No.
and- okay.
No,
That's
no,
where I
no,
was
no.
going with that.
You can count me out for long term on that. Yeah. I'll dance in my living room. That's about it. All right. Any last shout outs, guys? All right.
We're good.
Thank you to Paul Zeise for joining us tonight. That was a lot of fun. I love that Paul is so opinionated and he has a way with words. So that was a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment. I love to have him on again, talk Pittsburgh sports. So thank you, Paul, for joining us. And I know you're not listening to this at this point, but I'll say it again. Thank you, Paul. And thanks, Mike, for connecting us with Paul to have him on the show. All right. And thank you for listening to Sour Plums. Like this episode, and subscribe to our channel on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Share if you care. We're out.
Peace.
Deuces. Is that it?